Okay, let's build this keyboard.
I'm ready.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, first.
I know how to do it.
So first, I disassembled some parts of it that we need to put back together. That didn't really need to be taken apart, but I didn't know that at the time. So let me just. Here, do you want to sit?
No.
You just want to stand? Okay, here's the circuit board.
Yeah, that's a mic over there on the left, right?
Yeah. So the first thing is this is the switch plate, and it needs to be screwed back onto the motherboard,
Yeah, okay.
to the circuit board or PCB.
I'm too tired.
Are you too tired?
But I think I can do it.
You can do it?
And I'm tired.
Okay.
Isn't that funny?
Good.
That's funny. I need to go potty. Will you wait for me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You will wait for me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
And you won't do it without me?
Okay, go ahead.
You won't
Yes,
do it without
we'll wait.
Not one thing.
We'll
We
wait.
just wait.
Go ahead.
And you won't do it without me. What?
That's right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's cute.
So there's one alignment issue that I found with
in
this.
the morning. She wants to spend some time with you.
There's one alignment issue here.
Huh?
There's an alignment issue
Oh, really?
here with this PCB. So this is a Chinese factory that made this, and they the machines were purchased for some other use,
Purpose, yeah.
and they in the time they're not being used for their intended purpose, sort of like in the off hours, employees come in and make keyboards.
I'll be done.
So there's a little mistake here. The circuit board, one of the holes doesn't quite line up with one of the standoffs that attaches it to the plate, so
Yeah.
we just need to correct that real quick.
Okay.
Let me, can you move for a minute?
Yeah.
There's a drill in here. Just take care of that real quick.
Done.
Good. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. 'Cause if we don't fix that,
Those
One
are
of the
dangerous for me.
yep,
I'm not going to touch those.
good. Good
You
thinking.
only touch them? It looks like you're only touching them.
Yeah, that's. I can touch them.
But not me.
Right, that's right.
I'm brave not doing that.
Yeah, that's smart. So you won't get hurt.
But those are very dangerous. Sonic for daddies and mamas.
Let's see, I need a small drill bit. Let's see if I have one in here.
I hope you will find it.
Yeah, I think there's a drill bit in here that's the right size. If I remember correctly.
Oh, dang. I've got some tools in my bag that I don't think I would use.
Let's see. That bit right there might work. Let's try. Let's take a look here. This one might be. Oh, that one's too small. Here we go. This one will work.
You found it.
I'm just trying to figure out how you make that camera show that on screen. I'm not sure I get it.
Goes through HDMI. The camera has an HDMI output on it,
Oh, it does?
and I have an HDMI capture card on my
Yeah,
computer.
I don't have that, do I? I don't think.
I don't remember. Well, you might.
Maybe.
I like the blue light.
All right.
The blue light is my favorite.
That takes care of the offset.
Yeah, the little alignment issue. Now I have an extra screw here that we can put in that hole. So what the factory did is, knowing that that screw hole didn't line up,
Yeah.
they just didn't put a screw there.
Oh, yeah.
So, but my concern there
It
is,
can be so lucky.
Eventually that'll bite
what's that?
you. That would eventually bite you maybe, huh?
My concern is just whether the standoff might rattle against the standoff might rattle against the PCB if it's just touching right there but not bolted on. But it's probably nitpicky. It's probably not probably would have been okay. But so actually first, okay, before we bolt that on though, there's a part that we need to do. It's called the stabilizers.
Yeah.
So this particular keyboard has.
Should I push that in?
That's fine. Actually, wait. I need something else out of there. I might need other things out of here. Okay. Hopefully this is all.
I love it. I love watching this stuff.
Okay. So this is a set of genuine GMK stabilizers. That's fine. That'll do. Let me see if I have enough wires. So
Now,
for this particular keyboard, there needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4 stabilizers. Let's see if there's enough in this container, in this bag. See if there's enough in this package here. So there's not enough stabilizer wires. Let's see if I have enough housings. 2, 4.
now,
6. These are called the stabilizers.
Uh-huh.
So the keys that are long, 2, 4. So I need about 4 more of those. So the longer keys, it's kind of like the suspension of a car. You know what the anti-sway bar does? It's similar to that. You know what the anti-sway bar does on a car? You remember how it pulls down the opposite end?
Yeah, the end it wants to raise up.
Yep. So that's what these stabilizers do.
Oh,
The keys that are long, like a space bar, for example, if you push one side of the key, it would tend to bind.
oh
So
yeah.
something needs to pull that other side down. Whoops.
Pull it, yeah. Okay.
To keep it aligned.
Cold and I need my baby. You can do it. Now,
You coming right back?
See, Kelvin.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think I have all the little bits and pieces that I need for now. These stabilizers. Now next, there's a modification that we need to do to these.
I'm cold.
Some of them are already. You're cold? Can you go get a sweater? Yeah, go get his sweater. Or ask Mommy to help you get a sweater on. Okay. So there's a piece of these stabilizers that needs to be clipped off. Otherwise they feel kind of mushy.
Yep.
When they hit the bottom. Some of these are already clipped. And some of them aren't. From my parts box.
Those are so cool.
Yeah. And okay, so little preparatory step. This place where the wire goes into the stabilizer housing, I squirt a little bit of grease in there.
Now what are you squirting in there?
Grease?
Just a lightweight lubricant? Or is it?
Not really lightweight, it's a grease.
Oh, it's a grease, okay.
It's a fluorine grease base.
Kind of stabilize it all.
It's a fluorine PFBE, perfluoropolyether oil with a PTFE powder thickener in it, and then some stabilizer chemicals. There's a name brand commonly known as Krytox. You might have heard of. And so this is a grease that's safe for plastics. That's kind of one of the main things about it, is that it's safe for plastics.
Okay.
But also because it's made out of PFPE, which is a very slippery substance, and also then the thickener is PTFE, which is also known as Teflon. So it's very slippery. It's really cool stuff. Now I'm going to try a little treatment on these stabilizers just to make sure that they don't make any extra noise, extra unwanted noise. I should have some scissors in here. So this is a very thin silicone tape. I'm just going to put a little piece underneath where each stabilizer would bottom out.
Hey,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So,
that looks like silk.
does it?
Yeah,
Oh, do you have to put on every one of those?
Yeah.
it really does look like silk.
Does it?
Silk and pink. When I mix silk and pink together, what will it make?
Seems
What
like it
color
would take
will
me
it
all
make?
day to do one of these.
Well, I've done this a lot, a bunch of times, and it gets a little bit easier each time. Can you close the door, Esther? It's really loud out there.
Huh?
I asked Esther to close the door.
Oh, yeah, they are.
It's a little loud.
A little unnerving, yeah.
Just kind of loud.
Yeah.
So this is similar to what people call the... Sometimes people do this with a Band-Aid, and they call it the Band-Aid mod.
Yeah.
You want to show Grandpa your ABC song?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
As always, there's a lot more to it than appears. Huh?
Yeah. You want to be on this show too, Esther?
Yeah.
There she is.
Why is it blurry? Move over a little bit so you can be in the picture. There you go. Here, I'll put this chair right where... There, there's your camera.
That's a little camera. Huh?
Good. Good job.
A, B, C, D, E, T U W X Y and Z. Now I learn my ABCs. Next time
This finish.
sing with
I financed the building. I think this is the same kind of finish that they did when it first came out. I'm not sure.
A brass?
Powder coat.
This is brass.
This is solid brass though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is solid brass. What that texture that you're seeing?
I remember when powder coat
Is-
first came out, and this guy. That's what it was. I'm remembering wrong.
Well, that you're seeing
This
there
was
is
like 20 years ago.
that you're seeing there is probably been bead blasted. I'm guessing.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Oops.
And now that's how
I
you
don't
do
regret.
it. And you have to do that for every key.
No, it's only for the ones that have a stabilizer on them.
Oh, okay.
So I cut these a little
I was
bigger.
going to say, you must be quicker than I thought. You got to do that on every key.
Not all of them, fortunately. Just a few.
when the tail is dragging in the red.
So I've got to remember that HDMI thing, don't I, if I have it?
You remember it?
Well, I could use it.
Oh. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know if I don't remember if your camera has an HDMI output. It might.
Waggle, waggle, waggle your tail. Waggle, waggle, waggle your tail. What are you doing?
Just building this keyboard.
Are you peeling off the silk?
It's not silk.
I'm pretending.
Oh, you're pretending it's silk. Okay, I'm peeling off the silk. Silk, huh? Where'd you get that idea?
From
Where did you learn about silk?
From Magic Carpet.
Oh.
I'm trying to figure out what some of these things are.
What things? On the desk?
Yeah.
Soldering iron, desoldering iron.
What's this cage on top there?
That is my computer.
Are you kidding me?
It's a NUC or Nook.
Oh my God.
Intel NUC.
That's a whole computer right there, huh?
Yeah, they're little now. They make them small.
Gosh, that is awesome. That is awesome. I can't get my small computer to boot.
I love you, Dad.
Oh, I love you too.
Some,
Love you too, Esther.
what do you call it, where guys got on?
Malware?
I love
Yeah,
you too, Grandpa.
I always just ignore them. They can't do anything, but these guys were able to do something. Or it was just coincidence.
How do you know it was somebody? How do you know it didn't just
When the red
fail on its own?
comes in red.
I would like to think it did, because it was acting up before those guys got into it for some reason. Just won't boot up. I know it'll boot up if I can just replace some of those files, but I haven't. And that's my favorite computer.
The little one?
Yeah. For what I do, you know, it's just as fast as the other. Well, not really, but
Fast enough though, right?
yeah, fast enough. The fastest one's that. Remember that? What was it? The 8500 or 8300? We're going way back about 5 years. I don't have a Untitled chip. Okay, what's that?
All right, so this is
Peanut
some
butter.
lube. Yes, it's peanut butter. We're gonna put peanut butter in there.
Stuff, man. That's not cheap, is it?
Actually, it is pretty cheap. I got this on a Chinese site that's kind of like China's version of eBay. It's called Taobao.
Oh, really?
Actually,
Fantastic.
maybe it's more like a Chinese version of Amazon. Might be a better way of
Yeah.
putting it. Let's see. I think I'll do this. So I need a little bit of lubrication on these parts that slide plastic on plastic, so that they don't so they don't feel like they're binding or scraping. Let's see, is this thing gonna focus? Yeah, it's fine.
Now, what is that?
What is the grease?
Huh?
What is what?
That you're putting. Oh, I see. You've got a hold of. Okay, I get it now. I couldn't see what you had. Oh, hold
Oh,
on.
pretty colorful.
That's fascinating, Michael.
You like that? It's gold. This part's tedious. Once we're done with this part, it'll
Yeah.
go fast. The stabilizers are
tedious.
always kind of a pain in the neck. That was kind of annoying.
Paint you.
Well,
Well, this
I'm
looks
actually
like
not
a good thing to
trying
get
to
your
paint
mind
this.
off the frustrations of work.
sure.
Why did you do that?
Does works for that, yeah.
That's silly.
Why did I do what? So grease is slippery, Esther. And so it makes it so these parts will slide better. So they don't get stuck.
That's funny that you're painting you.
Can you get me a tissue, Esther? Isn't there a tissue box over there? Oh, there isn't. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, can you hand me that? There's a roll of paper towels.
Yeah.
If you can reach it. If you can reach it, that'd be great.
Is the paper towels okay?
That's what I
Want me
asked
to
for.
hold it while you rip one off? or-
Nope. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Mommy, I wanted you to do it.
Let's see. Just make sure I got the right. So then these wires go inside of. Okay, there we go. So now these parts go together.
That's pretty amazing. Not hard to see why they went to the
Oh, you know what?
kind of keys they have today, is it?
What do you mean?
To save.
To save money?
Yeah.
Well, yes. However, it's interesting. There's a big kind of the mechanical keyboards are getting more and more popular lately as
They sure are.
people are realizing that the cheap keyboards just aren't as satisfying to use.
Yeah. I was
So-
just reading about that last night, a few articles, and
It's a growing hobby.
it just really hasn't even. Probably got a long ways to go. I mean, it's going to continue. Looks like to be really, really big.
Yeah, probably. I think so.
Mommy,
It has been growing.
put on my coat.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't even remember what those old keyboards look like. They were,
Go, Esther. Go put on your coat. We'll wait. You won't miss anything.
Cute little booger.
Yeah. Do you know where it is? Okay. Go. Yeah. Good. Close the door, please. Yeah, actually, I probably would have done this before you got here if I'd
Well, you wanted to give
thought
me
of it.
You wanted to get me a chance to see, though.
It's a kid's
Yeah,
one.
yeah. This way you see what's involved.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think it's interesting?
Yeah, of course. Very.
So then, I put a little grease in certain key places in these stabilizers so that they won't rattle.
Remember, this is the guy that built balsa wood airplanes. Spent hours and hours and hours
Oh, so you're
making them.
no stranger to tedious hobbies.
No, it's not worth it if it isn't tedious. It almost seems like, doesn't it?
My hands are
Yeah.
small.
Sometimes it seems that way.
Big, sometimes they're pussy.
I'm very interested in.
Pink.
To this day, I just.
This one is hot pink. Yeah, this one is pink.
I'm glad you're able to find the time to do this. It's hard. Isn't it?
Clap
It's got
Yeah.
to be hard.
Whoops.
our hands.
That's funny. I grabbed one of these as screw-on.
I made some mistakes in that regard. I could have spent more time with my kids. Doing
On
stuff.
hobbies?
And on hobbies, yeah. Thank goodness the church has the weight on men, priesthood holders, and women in the Relief Society was very heavy back then. 3 meetings on Sunday, Mike,
Okay, now
all
Mama
at separate
has to
times.
put on
You had to go home and then go back.
Mm,
And
Is
We-
it Tolkien?
we were
that
out
wrote
every
Lord
night.
of the Rings?
yes.
it took its toll.
Okay. What you got? That's your coat?
You really don't remember that?
Come see
No,
this.
I was just saying. I kept trying to say.
J.R.R.
saying,
Tolkien.
saying Tolkien. I'm
You
saying
don't have the internet on your phone?
Tolstoy instead.
Nope.
Just went out of my
Leo
head.
Tolstoy
What?
wrote War and Peace. Tolstoy wrote War and Peace.
I
You're
know.
thinking of War and
so
Peace.
Then I knew for sure and positive that was not right. But it starts with T.O.
Oh,
You were close.
I
You-
knew it.
you were that
It's
close.
in my brain. I just couldn't recall it to memory. What were you saying to me before I go? I just
come and see this. It's fascinating.
Oh, you'll check in a little later.
That is really
I
fascinating.
love what I can do right there too. You can see the reflection of my coloring light
I like
at
my
the
cat.
bottom of the.
I like it.
Yes, I do too. That is so cute. The side of my keyboard is smeared in the bottom of the.
The monitor? Or TV, I guess?
Monitor.
It's actually a TV.
Yeah, in my house it's a monitor.
Yes.
You coming out, sweetie, or shall I go ahead and shut the door?
You know,
It's getting cold.
I'm using a TV here on this computer because I have a TV and TVs are cheaper.
Wow, that would take a first timer.
Isn't this so fluffy?
Is there a manual? Is this so new there really isn't anything like that, is it?
It's not that new. There are a lot of forums on the internet where you can read about
Oh yeah.
stuff like this.
Right.
There are people have written guides and there are
Okay. Yeah.
wiki pages and stuff. But
Probably changes about as fast as they. Does it change much?
some things change. Some of the fundamentals, like some of the Some things haven't changed much, like the way the stabilizers work
Yeah.
haven't changed in decades.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shame, actually. You would hope that they would have come up with better ones by now, but they haven't.
So you've only got one more stabilizer.
No, I that's all of them.
Huh?
That's all of them.
Oh, okay.
None more.
None more. Okay.
So,
I look
just make
like
sure
a
all of them
cat,
are
don't I?
working properly.
Do I look like a cat?
Everything looks fine.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, you do.
Checking them all out. They're like little warthogs.
Warthogs.
Oh, warthogs. What is it? The hog comes out of the ground. Goes back
Groundhogs?
in. Huh?
Prairie dog? Groundhog?
Prairie dogs. Like
I'm just gonna put a
prairie
ton
dogs
of grease in
coming out.
here, just for good measure. So why not? So I get this grease. If you buy the name brand grease like this, like Krytox, it's expensive.
What is?
The grease.
Oh, is it really?
If you buy the name brand, it's expensive, but this isn't name brand. You can get
But you figured out
cheaper
how to
version
get it.
in China.
Yeah.
There's a cheaper version that's made in China that I use that for this purpose works just fine. There may be some things that it wouldn't work as well for, but this is not one of them. This is a case where it actually works really well. The cheap stuff works really great. Actually, so a lot of people for what we're doing here, the stabilizers, a lot of people use dielectric grease. And I don't like dielectric grease because it's so sticky
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that you have to be really judicious about
Yeah.
where and how you apply it, or else it ends up gumming it up and making it
Screwing
feel
up the whole job. Yeah.
it ends up making it feel sluggish and bad. So this flooring grease that I use from China is more forgiving. Doesn't you can glob it on there and it's has good lubricity and makes everything feel nice and smooth, and it's sticky enough and thick enough that it helps reduce the rattling or eliminate it even, but it's not so sticky that it makes things feel sluggish. So that's why I like this particular, and I think you could probably get results like that from Krytox as well. It's just that it would cost a lot
Cost a lot, yeah.
It
more.
smells like
Krytox,
garlic.
that's alcohol you're smelling.
It smells yummy.
Does it? It's isopropyl alcohol, 91%.
It's
probably-
Like the flavor.
You like how it smells, really?
Yeah.
It's
You should have seen her face. It was
Dry my face.
what was it like?
like she was getting
Getting
high on
high or something?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, do I need to open a window?
Uh-oh, do I need to open the door?
I don't know, do you?
Yeah. I think so. I hope it's not loud.
Oh, it's okay. You don't need to open the door. I was just kidding. It's not gonna hurt you. It's dissipating.
I don't know if it's loud in there.
Yeah, it is loud. Trust me. It's loud out there. Let's leave the door shut for now.
Then I'll cover my ears.
Yeah, I'll just leave the door shut. It's
Well,
okay.
that'll keep your fingers nimble, huh?
Oh, yeah. Okay, get all those screws.
Yeah,
Looks like it.
I'll just cover my ears.
You got them all already?
Those screws. There's still plenty of stuff left to do, but
Do you like my
that
pink
step-
hood?
yeah, it's nice. Now here's that additional screw
Fast.
hole that we corrected the alignment on. So I had to get a screw out of my collection for that. Now this is a good time. So this PCB has hot swap sockets. So that means you don't have to solder the switches in. You can just press them in,
Oh, wow.
and they have these little contacts,
You still
little
have
pressure
to
fit
solder
contacts.
Can I get this
Not the
off?
switches, just the LEDs. So the thing is here. The thing is, sometimes what happens is people push the switches in, and the little switch, the little leads, if they don't line up just right with the little openings, sometimes they'll push on these hot swap sockets, and the hot swap, this entire housing and everything will snap off and break off of the motherboard. So the safe thing to do, that, and most people don't do this, but this is kind of the right thing to do.
Happens?
What?
If that breaks off, what is it? Toast?
If it breaks off,
The whole.
you can sometimes reattach it with some epoxy or something and solder a little wire stuff. But it's not a good situation. So
Not a good deal.
So the right thing to do to avoid that we're going to do is, while the plate and the circuit board, while the plate and this PCB are outside of the keyboard, we're going to just set them on the desk and put the switches in, because then these hot swap sockets will be touching the work surface here.
Yeah.
So they'll be supported, so the force of pushing the switch in won't snap them off. Won't be able to snap them off. So these just pop in.
That's amazing.
Except that one didn't seem to. So the thing about these particular switches is
They're a little fat.
they're known for being kind of hard to get to snap in.
Yeah, a little on the fat side, huh?
There. Let's see here.
Grandpa,
Well, you're such a good watcher.
Grandpa,
Huh?
remember the pink and purple cat one that has fire on it shooting out and rainbow shooting out their butts?
Not sure
I mean,
what she's
hail?
talking about. I don't know what she's talking about.
And a fire came in.
Is that a movie or something, Esther?
A fireball came and crossed into the purple cat.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that scary?
That is scary.
Yeah.
That's really scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Totally.
A little on the fat side.
You're not supposed to talk about it.
Probably that brass.
No, it's the switches. It's a known issue with these switches. They're kind of big in all the dimensions, a little bigger than usual.
That's what's supposed to happen, right?
To snap in like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean mostly that. It didn't really. It didn't go in all the way.
Even that one didn't, huh?
No.
Wow.
That's okay.
Daddy,
The one around the edges will need a little extra attention. Yes.
Daddy,
Yes.
have you ever seen a pink cat and a purple cat?
I have not.
Pain in the neck for you.
And it crossed into the purple cat, and it was kind of dead.
Kind of dead.
Only kind of dead?
Wow.
Wow, that's actually kind of impressive.
Yeah.
It wasn't all the way dead?
Yeah.
Just kind of dead?
Yeah. And it looks like this, I think.
Like what?
Like the purple cat head was like this, and the pink cat was so sad about her mom.
Wait, start over. I want to hear this story again.
Okay, tell it again.
Yeah, tell the story for the camera so we can watch it later.
The pink cat and the purple cat and the fire just crossed into the purple cat, and his head was like this,
Oh boy.
and it was kind of dead.
How can you tell it's not Halloween?
And
It's kind of.
and the sister was so sad about her mom that was dead,
Uh-oh.
and her mom was sick when she was dead.
That's gotta get annoying
And
for
she
you.
couldn't turn out rainbows.
Am I the cause of that?
As
Because
a
of-
cat
I like those keys. I guess so.
And-
No, it's
Okay. Here comes my
just the way they are.
story. Once upon a time,
Really?
there was a pink
Oh,
and
sorry,
purple
Mike.
cat. But a fireball came and crossed into the purple cat.
Wow, how do you know what a fireball is? Huh?
And the fireball crossed into the other one. But the other one got out the fireball. Wow.
Wow.
The pink
Wow,
one
indeed.
got out.
You know what?
And it didn't have smoke.
This
and
guy
it
did
didn't
a
have fire
rookie
on it,
mistake here.
But
So the
purple
alignment-
one did.
Sometimes the alignment between the PCB and the plate isn't perfect.
Yeah.
The
So-
alien
Oh wait, no, not these.
and
So the smart thing to do is to loosen up the screws where
Oh, yeah, yeah.
where it
yeah,
attaches
yeah,
to the
yeah.
PCB a little bit.
Got it, yeah.
I think that's why I'm having so much trouble.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
So
that makes a lot of sense.
and the
That's
dead
just part of nature. You
cat waked up
loosen it.
and saw the alien was starting to eat.
What is this little guy? Is that a standard tool?
Ew.
no,
The
it isn't.
alien was gonna
It's
eat the
specifically for
purple
keyboard
cat for
stuff.
Dinner.
Whoa, really?
Ew. Yuck.
Well, tell us
But-
now.
And the purple cat loved the pink cat. The
Oh,
end.
really?
That was a good
And
story.
the alien was so surprised that day. And here comes another one. Once upon a and they lived happily ever after.
Oh, how nice.
And the purple cat got off the red planet that the alien was starting to eat her for dinner.
Is that it? Is that the whole story?
And it snuggled up and slept with the friends. The end. I mean,
The end.
happily ever after. The end.
Good story. I liked it.
And here comes another one.
Oh,
Get
Okay.
ready.
I'm ready.
Once upon a time, there was a green cat and a blue cat. Did they change colors? What?
Did they really?
And
Oh.
they changed colors, and they were so proud to change colors.
Wow, that takes.
The blue one changed
hard
into
enough.
purple, and the green one changed into pink.
Oh.
And they were both friends, but the one got fired by a fireball.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Fired by a
And
fireball.
it was different. It was a different color. It was a green color. I mean, it was a purple color. And when the alien was purple, he
I
was
heard
gonna
it snap.
eat up
Well,
her. But the
it's still not right
sister
though.
was
It's not quite all.
Is that
seeded.
red finish just enough thicker than the tip?
No. It's fine. Trust me. This is normal.
Oh, no.
and
Yeah,
the
this is normal
sister
for these
was
switches.
sad.
Well,
There's
that's hard.
nothing. There's not a problem.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
tough on the fingers.
What was
no.
that?
It's fine. This is normal. These switches they're chunky, a little chunky. They fit tightly. The
Which is probably good.
first few are going to be a little difficult until everything's kind of lined up, and then after that it'll get easier.
This is
What's
really
that?
pokey.
I say after that it's going to get easier in a minute. It's
Oh.
only the first few are more challenging. Then it gets easier. Once everything's kind of lined up.
But
Okay, that's probably enough to get everything into alignment. I'm just going to go ahead and...
no, it's not over. You didn't
Go ahead,
notice?
you can... I'm listening. Kind of.
And
As much as I can.
Another cats came. And also, and they made rainbows everywhere.
This sounds like this is
There's
happens.
only a pink one, and there's only a purple one, and a Pikachu type of one came. It's going like Pika Pika Pika. and
Does she tell her dad stories all the time?
Sometimes. Every once in a while.
the Pikachu type of cat wanted to play in the grass.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. On
Hey,
the stars.
where's the last
But
one?
how can they
Oh.
get on the stars?
Okay. Be good.
With
Alright, so the rest will be pretty
with
much easier. See, once you get...
a
Once everything's
ladder.
kind of lined up and
Yeah. Yeah.
ready,
And they climbed.
most of them will be.
climbed
Most of them will be a
up.
lot easier. See, things are kind of where they should
That's
be. now.
nice that they're secure though.
Yeah, that's- I'd rather have them be tight than loose, to be
Yeah.
honest, because
Right.
loose is
Yeah.
worse than tight,
Yeah.
because then the little you can get like kind of a play or even rattling.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it. You want your keyboard to feel solid and
Yeah.
sound solid and clean without any weird extraneous noises from some play or rattling happening. So I'd rather them be tight than too loose. Or I'd rather them be on the tight side than on the loose side.
It's pretty ingenious.
Okay, now
Yeah.
I'm gonna take off my sweater.
So this switch design was invented by
Wait for me
a
to
company,
take off my
Cherry.
sweater.
And people always talk about German engineering.
Take off
Yeah.
my sweater.
But
Wait
actually-
for me.
Yeah, sure. We'll wait. But when this switch design, the Cherry MX switch, was invented, it was invented. The company at the time was an American company, and only later, yes, it's actually an American invention. And then later, the company and its technology were all sold to a German company later on.
Fascinating.
But to this day, they advertise it's German engineering because
Yeah.
it sounds better, right?
Yeah.
Sounds German engineering
Yeah.
has a good reputation and it's better
That's funny.
in today's world. That's better advertising, I guess, rather than American ingenuity or whatever else they might say. Plus, I guess the patents and everything were sold a long time ago to
Yeah.
this German company. So it's been a long time, and
I'm gonna watch some movie.
they've been manufacturing.
I'm
Oh,
gonna watch
okay.
the movie now.
You gonna watch a movie now? Okay, go ahead. Please close the door when you leave, though.
Bye.
You can come back if you change your mind. I don't know what movie they're watching out there, but
I only want to watch some movie.
okay,
Not change my mind.
okay. Not gonna change your mind. Got it. We'll see. But I was gonna say the patent for this design of switch expired a long time.
Expired.
Yeah, I don't remember what year, but at some point in the not too distant past,
Well, I
the
want
patent
you
expired, and now there's a bunch of companies.
I want you to help me invent something.
Easier said than done.
I know what I want, but I need your genius. A back scratcher.
Everybody thinks they want to invent something.
A back scratcher. And I checked to my astonishment, the name backboard is not taken.
Okay, well, don't reveal all your secrets.
No, I want a manual back scratch, nothing electric. Have you ever?
Look, there's.
Are you like most men that suffer terribly because you can't scratch your back?
No, I have a back scratcher. It's over there.
Does it work?
It's just one of those bamboo deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works fine.
This would go in the shower.
Let's see. I'm not sure if that one went in right. It feels kind of odd. I think it did, but so we'll find out in a minute if these went in properly.
You can tell then, huh?
I'll show you. You test it. You test them. Test the keyboard. See if all the switches are working. Getting close. It's a bit tedious, isn't it? But it's really not that bad. You should see some of the things we do. So each one of these switches I took apart with this tool here.
Oh my god.
Each one of these switches I took apart.
You're kidding me.
And I lubricated with a paintbrush.
Yeah.
The bottom housing, the top housing.
Yeah.
And I sprayed lube on the spring, and then I lubricated the stems.
Oh my gosh.
And then put them all back together again. So
Yeah.
that's tedious. That's a lot more tedious than this. This is kind of like the easy part, the fun. This is the chill, easy, relaxing part. But I'm excited to see how this sounds. I think it's going to sound good. I think it's going to sound cool. With these switches. These are really cool switches. They're so there was a switch called Panda that was very sought after, and then this guy who was friends with the factory owner of the factory that originally produced the Panda switches, he had a replica made, and that's what these are, and he calls them GSUS, but not with a J. It's GSUS, but it's pronounced Jesus.
Yeah.
And they're a replica of this switch that's very sought after, and they're virtually identical. I mean, they're identical in every way that matters, I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing different about them that sounds any different or feels any different.
Yeah.
But you would never be able to tell which is which in a blind test. But some really sensitive machine might be able to detect which is which, but you'll never, as a human being, be able to tell the difference. And so they're really cool switches. And then the stem comes from a different switch. These salmon or almost like flesh tone color.
Yeah.
Middle part here, that moves up and down, comes from a different type of a switch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And those are from a switch called Halos, called a Halo switch. So let's test this keyboard here. Hopefully it works. So the ones that are the keys that have registered a key press have the dark green border around them.
Yeah.
That's how you know that key worked.
Yeah, what? Oh.
That's how you know that key is working.
Okay.
So what we're on the lookout here is for any key where I press it and it doesn't register on the
Doesn't
screen.
register. How'd you get that keyboard to come up?
It's a website
Oh, website.
somebody came up with. Very handy. Uh-oh, one of the keys isn't working.
Right there.
Wait a minute. Oh no, it is working. Never mind. I forgot. So that key, the way I program it is kind of an oddball. But yeah, so all of them are working. That's good.
Oh, that's
Everything working. So now, so we need to see next about, I don't remember if this firmware in this keyboard is currently programmed to be able to control the backlight LEDs.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to check that real quick. I believe, from what I remember, I think it's the longer leg is the positive. So let's just see real quick what's the deal with the backlight. So let's see. I don't see the polarity marked here. Let's see. Grab one of these LEDs. Now I don't want to install these LEDs without them being turned on in the firmware because I won't be able to tell if they're working or not.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I want to check. Okay. I don't think the backlight's enabled, so just give me a minute here. I'll set this aside. Boy, they sure have the volume turned up loud in there. I don't know what they're watching, but I guess they want it loud.
I guess I'm out of date. I
All
didn't
right, let's see.
realize that, for example, that Apple was making the keyboard so small
Oh,
it's part of that whole.
well, it's not really, not like these keyboards. Apple's keyboards are, they don't use these kind of switches.
They what?
They don't use switches like this.
Don't they?
They use something completely different. That's not really very hobby friendly. Almost. Okay, move this a little bit. Let's see. Need to find. Just a sec. Where is that thing? Whoa. What did I do with that thing? So I have a file. The guy who, okay, here we go. Okay, it looks like B6 is the backlight. B6, can you help me remember B6?
Okay.
B as in boy. Oh, these switches are terrible. Yours are going to sound a lot better than these. These were kind of a failed experiment. I wonder, do you think hang on a second here. Here's what I'm doing. B6. Backlight pin. I think this is what I need. Oh, there it is. Backlight pin. Let's see what the problem is here. B. So function B is supposed to toggle the backlight. Let's see here. Oh, it's working. So it looks like the left side, when we're looking at it from the top, that'll go on the left. The long pin is going to go on the left side. That's easy to remember. Long on the left.
Long on the left.
Okay, goody. All right. Get started. Bit of a chore here. See how that works? They go through that slot.
No, I don't.
There's a little slit in the top of the switch
Yeah.
that the LED wires go through.
Goes into?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that they can go pass through the switch body and into the circuit board
I
below.
wondered how that all. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Well, you've gone through a lot of those, I'll bet. Huh?
LEDs?
Yeah.
A few. I actually haven't installed them on very many keyboards so far. I think yours is only gonna be the second or third that I've put these on. Because some of my keyboards came with lights already on them.
With what?
Some of my keyboards already came with lights
Oh, yeah.
on them already.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing, Mike. What's making them come on? Oh, you're touching them back there. Okay, got it.
Okay, those are all good. They're all working.
And they stay in there, huh?
No.
Oh, they don't?
Nope.
What do they do?
You mean do you mean on their own?
Yeah.
No, we have to solder them in.
Solder?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They need to be soldered. They won't stay by themselves.
So you got to solder every one of those.
Yeah.
I imagine you're pretty quick though.
Yeah, pretty quick.
This thing here is amazing.
The desoldering,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really handy to have. I don't know how I lived without it
That is nice.
in the past. Working on projects, it really comes in handy.
So you're bending them so they'll stay in?
Yeah, just a little bit,
Yeah.
just so that they'll stay in enough until I get a chance to solder them.
Now, when you solder them, you have to cut them off?
Yeah, that's right. Oh man. Boy, it's interesting. On this circuit board, for some reason, the holes are really big. The holes for these LEDs are bigger than I'm used to seeing. Which makes things a little more loosey-goosey than usual. It's okay, but it's not. Ones I've seen before weren't like that. Doesn't matter though, it's fine.
So that gets complicated when you're setting them up to do different formations, huh?
You can't on this one, on this keyboard. They're just all on or off. They're either on or off.
And that's all right.
There are keyboards where you can selectively. Oh, I need something in this drawer. I need to get the solder out. It's in here. So there are keyboards that have what's called individually addressable LEDs, where you can control each individual LED separately,
Yeah, okay.
on or off. But this one doesn't do that.
Right.
You can hear the subwoofer in here.
Hmm?
I can hear the subwoofer.
Yeah, I finally saw where your huge one is in the garage there.
Oh,
They ever cranked it up out there?
not yet. I'll probably set up a stereo in the office when I get it set up.
In where?
In my office
Oh, in your office, yeah.
when I get it set up.
If you ever get to listen to it, you'll have to. My speakers, I
Yeah.
haven't listened to them in 2 years. More than a few minutes. drives Sybil crazy.
Well, they're in a place. In your case, they're in the loft, right? So everyone has to hear it. So it's
That's true.
If I was gonna build my own house, it'd be nice to do a separate music
For a
room.
while, I set up a stereo out in the garage, and that's where I went and listened to my music. But it's such a mess now. I've got to clean the garage up. It's a horrific mess. Everything that Sybil doesn't want, she drags it out to the garage. So I've got to somehow convince her to get rid of all of her junk.
Good luck with that.
Hmm?
Good luck with that.
Yeah, it won't happen. She'll die with her junk everywhere. Sadly. She'd be so much happier. Actually, if her daughters would descend on her and say, Mom, we need to do this,
You mean like an intervention?
she would allow it. That's the only way it's ever going to happen. But my daughters they can't even keep track of their own lives. They're so busy marrying kids off and moving and
You don't have time to run their parents' lives for them.
and what?
They don't have time to take care of their mom's stuff.
No, they don't.
Well,
And they won't.
yeah. I've been meaning
The only time she's allowed
talk to her about that,
anything was when you went up there. And you may think it was a small thing, but I mean, we were at a critical stage. She had the refrigerator so full. Remember when you went up there and cleaned it all out?
Yeah.
That was a good thing. She was upset for a while, but a lot less than she would have been with anyone else. And it actually helped her. And the refrigerator.
There's a show.
For once, the refrigerator worked. She gets it so full, it can't circulate the air at all.
There's a show on Netflix. I think they were watching it out there earlier. It's Julie Kondo or something like that. Somebody Kondo,
Yeah.
where she goes and helps people clean up their stuff.
Who is now?
I don't know. I don't remember the name.
Oh.
It's a show they were watching earlier on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Jenny Kondo, something like that.
Yeah.
Somebody Kondo. It's very famous right now. Like probably everyone else but me knows who it is. I don't remember. I think I've heard the name a few times, but she's a famous for helping people get organized.
Right now,
So that
the refrigerator
good show. A lot of people have that problem.
is the pukiest it's ever been.
All right, well, sounds like somebody needs to clean it.
I needed to take her on this trip to see just how bad she is, and so I realized we've crossed over a bridge now. I've got to start. It's a catch-22. I've got to start helping in
Let's
the
see
kitchen.
here.
I'm going to have to take the wrath for it, but I'm going to have to do it. Those are tiny little lights, aren't they?
Yep,
Wow.
they're pretty small. They don't look very bright right now. I think that's because the brightness is turned down. So once these are soldered in, I'll have to go look and see which key turns the brightness up and down, and then we can turn them up and make sure they get nice and bright. The soldering iron's warming up, so be ready here in a minute. A lot of tedious steps, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of
It
things.
would be dexterity. Wouldn't be on one arm. one-armed veteran. Not a good hobby for him, maybe.
Probably find a way. Well,
And I need to move out of the way so you can get to the soldering iron.
no, you don't.
Don't I?
No. You're fine.
If I could just get your mother to understand how much help just 5 minutes of exercise can give to a person. I haven't done
Let's
physical work
Talk
now
about something else.
for about 5 weeks. Okay? Previous to that, I was splitting wood, pouring concrete, really working my butt off outside. And I'm like 2 different people. I know I can get back to that, but I'll have to pay the price. I'll have to get out there and sweat and move around. And
Well, Mom's not going to do that.
no, she's not. But I have been hopeful that she'd walk around the house maybe. Just some little thing would really help her. That exercise machine, that's perfect.
Yeah, she's got that exercise
It's perfect,
bike.
and she won't even get on it.
Need to think
She
of a way to
needs- She needs.
make it fun.
We may be, now my kids might rebel and not be willing to do this, but what's the phrase I'm thinking of that we need with my kids' help?
I
What's
don't
the
know.
phrase?
I'm trying to concentrate here.
Huh?
I'm kind of concentrating, so I
Okay.
can't really follow.
Never mind.
It's a little bit tricky here. What is Esther doing in there? I wonder.
Hmm?
I wonder what Esther's doing in there. She's having a good time doing something. I hear a lot of.
Do you want me to
Noise
go
in
get
there.
her?
No, she's busy.
I'm sure Grandma's enjoying or whatever she's doing.
All right, almost done with this part. This part's really tedious.
Yeah.
And we can get
See, you've almost
moving
done
here. I like this PCB, this particular keyboard.
Hmm?
I like the PCB on this keyboard that came with this keyboard. It's got hot swap, which in our case doesn't really matter, it turns out, but because we're gonna solder these down. But
Huh?
yeah, it's got
Well, that's good.
it's got some places where you can expand the phone. You can add more. It's got some RGB, rainbow colored LEDs, and then it's got a place where you can add more. You can connect more of them if you want to. It seems like a pretty well thought out circuit board, which might surprise a lot of people since it's from a, like a kind of a. It's from Taobao. It's from a manufacturer that's typically not considered like a high, not considered a really prestigious manufacturer, I guess, here in the U.S. But the problem with this manufacturer is, it's not that they're I think the bigger problem that they tend to make simplified. They tend to machine simplified versions of popular keyboards, but the problem is they copy other people's designs. So that's the reason they're not really respected in the community.
Yep.
So because they sort of rip off people's designs. Oops, I think I made a mistake here. Something's not right. This one's not working. Let's see, any others? So this one's not working either, for whatever reason. That one's not working. They might just be bad LEDs, but need to find out. Okay. Let me try a different one. Now in this case, so this is a caps lock. They might have actually put it on a different data line for caps, since it's caps lock. Don't know. Let me see something here.
If there's a problem, I certainly don't need to make you stay up late.
Let's see here. Oh, okay, so this one is because the polarity on that one spot is reversed.
Oh, yeah.
But the other one, I think, is because it's caps lock. I think it's because they've put the caps lock on a different data line, but I gotta make sure I solder in the LED with the right polarity. Which, how am I gonna do that? How am I gonna know what's the right polarity? I think the polarity might be marked on the circuit board, but it might just be underneath the switch. So I'll check there. So I'm gonna pull the caps lock switch back out. This is probably easier said than done. There we go. Alright, polarity is marked as positive on the left. Okay. So I'll wire it up. I'm pretty sure it's on a different data line, and I'll just have to modify the firmware to activate that data line when caps lock is on. Then we'll have the indicator working. Makes sense? I think that's the reason it's not on right now, is because it's supposed to the light's supposed to turn on when caps lock is on.
Someone who doesn't really know what they're doing.
Well, there are...
To get it right.
So, there are simpler and more complicated keyboard assemblies.
Oh, yeah,
you don't have to do everything that we're doing here. You can do a simpler version.
Okay, now
you don't have to do all this. Nope.
I watched a master solderer.
Oh, I'm not a master solderer, but
when I get in that truck and the speedometer works.
Huh.
That was some feat, Michael.
Yeah.
But the person that really impressed was David.
Oh, really?
He just couldn't believe he did that. You know, he would have some idea what it's like back there. Most people wouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty amazing. You know the speedometer works.
Yeah.
That's
But that's mechanical. The part that
I
part
know.
that was
it's a cable. But at first it wouldn't work, Mike. It was probably that the thing had been sitting there a long time, and it's probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it didn't work for quite a while.
The part that was the stuff that was really hard was the electronic stuff, the indicators, the stuff, the
And then
dash,
all of a sudden it just
the idiot lights and stuff like
started
that.
working.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just
I
on
think
its
it was because
own?
I've been sitting so long and things were crusted up a bit. Although I haven't taken it off and tried to put some lubricant in it. Should I do that? Probably should, shouldn't I?
Take what? Take what off?
The cable.
The instrument cluster?
Speedometer. No, the speedometer cable.
I wouldn't touch it, to be honest.
I haven't.
That
It's working, and I feel.
instrument
You know
cluster
what?
is kind
and
of
it doesn't do this. So
everything's
it's not like
brittle
it's-
on that old. That old plastic is very brittle. I wouldn't take it apart.
Yeah.
If it's working, I wouldn't take it apart.
Okay.
It's actually the plastic's all brittle.
Yeah.
It'll break on you.
It's really nice to have a speedometer and mileage indication.
Yeah, it's good that it's
It
working.
wasn't there for most of the time since it was fixed.
Yeah,
It's there now.
it's working. It's not correct, but it's working. The mileage isn't correct.
And you
I mean the
fixed-
count, the mile counting works, but the total miles that it says are on the truck
Yeah,
are
it works.
not correct because it's an instrument cluster from a different truck that we salvaged from a different
But I
truck.
can tell when I put enough miles on it to service it,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah, it's good for that, like trip marker or
Because
You know.
I've learned
oil change interval.
they can talk about this new oil that lasts 7 months, and I don't think that's for me.
I don't know. On an old truck like that,
Change
really.
oil.
I've heard some old timers who work on older trucks kind of have a rule of thumb that say, old techniques are safer on old trucks. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, I think it's kind of, I don't know, it sounds good. They say, like, the rules of how, they say don't try to use the new rules
I know. Some of these old rules are
on the older engines.
so far off, it's just pathetic.
A lot has changed in the engines now, so
Yeah. But even with the changes, what I mean is a lot of them were totally screwed up ideas. The old rules of thumb.
the old ones.
I think so.
Oh.
Some of them were totally. Most of them weren't, but some of them were just not even close.
The funny thing I remember reading about those, in some cases, the newer rule of thumb actually works on an older engine if you have a rebuilt engine, because
Yeah, I've thought about that.
some of the advice about maybe it was about breaking in. I don't remember what it was specifically, but I remember reading that there was some advice about old engines that no longer applies to an old engine that's been rebuilt in modern times by a modern engine
Right.
rebuilding factory, because they say that if
Of
you
course, lead for one thing.
but if you've got an older engine that's been
Yeah.
rebuilt in a modern engine rebuilding
Yeah.
shop, that the tolerances are more like modern tolerances.
Much better, yeah.
So some of the modern way of doing things makes more sense on those engines, even though they're old. That's what I've heard anyway. Like
That
it
truck-
used to be, the brand new engine from the factory would have
Yeah.
much sloppier tolerances
Yeah.
than a rebuilt would now.
That truck still doesn't idle very well, but man, Mike, it sure runs good.
We probably, if we really want it to run really well, we'd probably want to get a different carburetor, I would imagine. Maybe a nicer carburetor.
I've
I don't know.
talked to 2 guys who put new manifolds on there, and they were absolutely convinced they'd get better mileage. Both of them said, one said he got exactly the same, and the other one said he got less with dual carburetors.
Oh, yeah, I don't
Said
think.
this engine, no matter what you do, gets the same mileage. 11.5 to 12.5.
I think the one thing you could do if you to really make a big difference in mileage on that truck
What?
would be a fuel injection conversion.
A what?
Fuel injection conversion.
Oh, yeah,
To,
no doubt about that.
EFI conversion.
No doubt about that. That would be
That's
sweet.
short of that. I don't think you'll see too much improvement from other little quick fixes. Like, remember we used to try some of these fuel economy products that were supposed to improve the fuel economy. We tried a couple of things. Like something that supposed to make the air more turbulent,
Mm-hmm.
and something that's supposed to.
Mixes a little more.
And there's one that's supposed to make the gasoline evaporate before it goes into the carburetor. Remember that thing? It's like a canister that you put on. You rig up to your PCV valve. And it has a little jar of gas that it supposedly.
When you're driving
An
it 10
evaporation
years
chamber.
from now, you'll have it all geeked up, or sell it. It's doing nothing but appreciate.
Well, I might want to hold on to it just because it's for sentimental value. Because it was Orson's, and then we had it for a long time, and we did a lot of things with it.
Okay,
We had a lot of trips.
Oh, that's for sure.
A lot of trips in that truck. So
That's for sure. Now, what do? Do you snip them?
yep. Let's just see here if everything's working.
There they is, folks.
Oops, one of them's not on. It's because of a rat's nest
Yeah,
of
I saw
wires.
that one.
It's my own. It's my fault. Kind of.
Did it go?
Yeah.
It's pretty. That's pretty, Mike. What's the matter?
Nothing. Just a little crooked.
And then you just go along snipping those, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's very interesting. Very. I love seeing things done like this.
What was that? Something broke.
I feel so
The
bad.
LED break?
Huh?
Something. So I felt like something snapped. Holy cow, the LED broke. Okay, I'll have to replace that one. I'll have to fire this guy up. I'll just have to show you this tool, the desoldering. Wait, it's not working. Not plugged in? I think it's unplugged.
Get out of the way.
Wait a minute, what is this plug into?
Oh, nice.
Let's see. Unplug my power cable to the desoldering station so that I could plug in this computer over here. There.
Well, your woofers are getting workout.
Yeah. Yep.
My esophagus is killing. It probably is.
Literally. Literally. Some flimsy LEDs. Alright, I guess they're just little ones. Break easily. Okay. Just about done here. Repair.
And you replace one, huh?
2 actually.
Oh.
Because they were a little crooked and I tried to bend them and the plastic housing of the LED snapped. So I had to take them out. And
How much does each one of those key bases cost?
the what now? The switches?
Yeah.
You mean the
Yeah.
switch?
Yeah.
Varies a lot.
Yeah.
These? Probably around $1 each, I guess. Okay. These are done. So now I gotta get my flush cutters here and just nip.
Just like cutting your toenails, huh?
Mine, I don't know about your toenails. Mine aren't like this, but
What are you using against? Oh, that's nice.
they're called flush cutters. So, almost done here. Let's see, is there any way I can make this faster? The problem is I don't want them to fly all over the place. See, like that one just did. That's why
I'm getting to that time
I'm
when
going a little slow.
it's your bedtime. Or do you step plate?
No, I don't step plate anymore.
Oh, that's good.
Or not recently. I have to get up early tomorrow.
Oh, hey, Mike, you can quit if you want.
No, we're almost done. Okay, I think I know how to make this quicker.
Making sure there's no things touching, right?
No, I'm just cutting these off. Just gotta cut these off. But I'm making it easier by bending them straight
Oh, I
first.
see.
Yes. Okay. A little tedious, huh?
Yeah.
But that's hobby's all about tedious things.
Yep, most
It's a lot of the hobby.
hobbies are tedious.
I mean, just look at people who tie flies for fishing. Right?
What's
Yeah.
that?
Just look at people who tie their own fishing flies.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah,
people
you know,
who...
I loved doing that as a boy. I really loved tying flies.
Yeah.
And I think back on those times, and I think, you know, when I think of tying flies today, you know what I think of? The
What?
cost of getting set up.
That's too expensive.
And why?
Was it expensive back then or no?
Well, that's what I keep thinking. Where did I get the money to get that stuff?
Probably was cheaper.
Did people give it to me? And the answer is it was just very cheap. I made
It's like a rich man's hobby now, right? Whereas it used to be fishing used to be a hobby of the people, right?
You want to tie
Of
a
the blue
fly?
collar.
Cost you $10 to tie it, but it's worth it. No, it isn't.
Oh yeah. This
And you
fly.
gotta have this, and you gotta have that, and
Have to have
I did a pretty good little job with it. And my pole.
is part of it just that the materials
Yeah.
people are using now are
And I
so
bought my
exotic, that unnecessarily exotic?
As an 11-year-old, I bought a kit. I can't remember how I did that, but I bought a kit for the bamboo pole. I just sand it and wrap it with the threads and all that stuff. Put all the ferrules on it. And varnish it myself. But today it's a big deal to get set up for anything.
I think part of it is tools are more expensive now.
Oh man.
Well, I don't know about that. Seems
Well,
like it.
Now, keep in mind though that I didn't even have proper screwdrivers and pliers to work on my car. I didn't. I'd have to go and go to somebody's place and borrow them. They were expensive. Oh, that's beautiful. Everything is beautiful.
Let's see here. So, next order of business is, let's get the case put together. I need to put the weight back into the case, into the bottom of the case. Took it out to clean up some of the residue. It's tight fit.
So you got a big meeting in the morning, huh?
Yeah.
Hope this doesn't keep you up too late.
That's fine.
Yep. What you're doing there is very straightforward, but I've seen so many kids tightening stuff. You tighten it all on one side and then they wonder why it won't work.
Oh. Let's see. Now, so the plate and the PCB now sit in the bottom piece of the case, but to make it sound good, we want to put some kind of a sound dampening material. And
Oh, you do?
yeah, yes, behind the
Oh, you've used that before, huh?
yeah. So something I like to use is felted wool. So that's what this is. But I need to get some scissors. I think these actually. Let's see here. Yeah, I need
That
some.
I didn't know.
Somebody took my scissors. Unless they're in here. And I open this drawer. Yeah. I don't think they're in here. Yeah, let me get them. And the
Not
other one.
there, huh?
Nope. Got it. Scissors.
Makes it sound better, huh?
Yep.
Mike, is this going to make you too late?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Just like that, huh?
Yeah, the thing is, you don't want it to sound hollow.
Yep.
It doesn't,
Okay.
like a drum. So this helps with that. You can see it's a whole process, you know,
Yeah.
getting it, trying to make it sound as good as possible.
Hmm. That's good old wool, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's good old wool, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
When I was a kid, our carpet was wool. Can you believe that? And it was
Wow.
cheaper than the newest thing out, nylon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We had it backwards.
That's funny.
Isn't that funny? That's crazy.
Whoa, that didn't work. That didn't work. Something's too thick.
Too shallow, huh?
Interesting. I guess, let's see. That must just barely fit in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
What? Wait, that can't be that big of a difference.
It's just a.
Something's hanging out here. Something doesn't add up.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it go in with that?
Yeah. So the thing that I don't understand is that when I put this in, the difference. Oh wait a minute, maybe it's. It seems like the difference of how high it's sticking up is more than the thickness of this piece of fabric. So I think it's getting stuck somewhere. Let's try this. Try this again. I think maybe the edge of the circuit board might not have been able to nestle down or something.
Right in the middle, in the bottom.
Oh, I guess it's about the thickness. Alright, I guess it doesn't have room for that. That's fine.
Not for
We'll
one.
do something thinner.
For one though, don't you?
We might be able to put a layer of a thinner stuff in. Here, I got something over here that might fit. A thinner material. It's nice if you don't have any, like... It would be nice not to have any empty space underneath the circuit board, if possible. But we'll see. We'll see if we can fit something in there or not. See if this stuff will fit in there. This is going to be a little bit thinner.
Well, that's sticky. That's got sticky stuff, huh?
What?
No,
it's not. It's not sticky. It's just silicone.
That's going to be perfect. Where is it?
I think that's just gonna barely fit. I think that's gonna work just barely. Let's see. Definitely won't have any empty space, that's for sure. So I like that anyway. If the circuit board's resting on it.
That's good if it's not.
Yeah, I like if the circuit board's touching it because then that supports the hot swap sockets, so they're less likely to break off like we were talking about.
Yeah.
They're actually...
Like you were saying.
So when you push on the switch, not that we're going to do that, but so actually I guess it doesn't matter, but if we were going to be swapping switches in and out, that would be nice. To have the sockets supported from the underside. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's a snug fit. Alright. Almost done.
You are. Is it a pain? It's kind of a pain putting all those keys on too, though, isn't it?
Not especially. Okay. Looks pretty good. I need to I set aside the right size wrench. Oh, that's not the right one. I need a little Allen wrench. Just the right. I need an Allen wrench. An Allen wrench. but I thought I had one in here that was the right size. Maybe not.
What did you use?
Allen wrench. There it is.
Cool.
Yeah. So I want to get the top and the bottom. It's where they feel like they're in alignment with each other. The top and the bottom need to be in alignment with each other.
Yeah.
Before tightening the screws. Let's see here. There, that's good.
Has that ring held up pretty good?
Ring?
Your wedding ring?
On my finger? Oh, yeah. It's tungsten carbide. It's
Yeah.
kind of
I'm
indestructible.
surprised how well this one is.
Oh, is it? Is that also?
No, it's some kind of steel. Just regular old steel.
Stainless? It must be. Stainless steel? Some kind of stainless
That
steel?
was something, some kind of. Maybe
Pop-
it wasn't steel, but it
Cast
wasn't.
iron?
Huh?
Cast iron?
Tin can material, something like that.
Aluminum? It's,
Yeah, aluminum.
most
That'd
it's
be aluminum.
lead. This ring is lead.
Yeah, lead. My hand has been hurting me, since I. Now what is this?
Alcohol?
Just to clean it up?
Yeah.
I think you've done this a few times before. Have you sold any?
No. Not yet. Well, I sold one to Brian. Actually, come to think of it. Sold
I bet
one of
he
my
loves
first
it, huh?
one of my first ones to
I bet he
Brian.
loves it.
Yeah.
That's really nice looking.
It's not like this one though. Did you mean have I sold any of this model?
Mm-hmm.
Did you mean this specific keyboard?
Yeah.
No, I haven't sold any of these. I've only,
No, I meant in general. Just,
oh, just in general.
yeah.
Yeah, I sold I sold a cheaper one of the cheaper ones that I bought first. to Brian. One that's like $60 new. But I helped him modify it to make it, you know,
Yeah.
special.
Right.
To make it sound better. Because the way you buy them, though, when it's $60, the way it comes new for $60 is it doesn't sound very good. It's called a GMMK TKL, and it's, you know, it's not a bad value. It's just doesn't sound too great the way it comes stock. Let's see. Need to put some feet on the bottom of this. I think they're in my other container. I need to put feet on the bottom of this keyboard.
You put what?
Feet. Feet.
Oh, feet.
Yeah. So you can put it on your desk and it won't scratch it up. It won't scratch up your desk. Or move around, for that matter, if you set it on a wooden desk. I've got some good feet.
Yeah, it does make a difference.
Here. Yeah. Gotta have feet. On a big old chunky keyboard like this, especially. It's funny, a lot of them come with these tiny little feet
Notice that.
that tend to slide around.
Yeah.
So some of the keyboards, which is really nice, what some of them do is they have a recess machined into the metal where the little rubber foot,
Yeah. Right.
the little rubber pad goes.
Yep.
That keeps that pad from sliding around.
Yep.
This one doesn't have that, so I use a larger diameter pad so that there's more space for that sticky adhesive to hold. Now, see, this is
Just feeling guilty.
where it starts to be fun though. With the keycaps on, starts to really look nice.
Yeah, those are good looking, all right.
Yeah. They're watching some religious movie in there. They're watching some religious movie in there.
You're kidding.
I'm surprised Ginger got Mom to watch that.
Maybe they both fell asleep.
No, they're I just saw them in there. They're awake. Whoa, these keycaps almost match the keyboard case. They're almost
what?
These keycaps are almost exactly the same color as the case.
Yes, they are, yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool.
I haven't seen them on this case before now. I haven't seen how they looked on the case before now. They look better than I expected. They look nicer than I thought. I thought they would look nice, but they look, I think, even better.
Very masculine.
Better than I expected. That's funny.
Those are deep, aren't they?
Yes. Tall.
Tall, yeah. They really are.
That's a more retro look, like the old typewriters, like the old electric typewriters
They
had.
look almost twice as big as the ones on that one I have.
Oh, that keyboard you have is probably a gaming keyboard. It probably has super extra short
That's a nice little keyboard, though.
extra little short, low profile keycaps probably.
Yeah, they
It's
are.
not like the polar opposite of this. Here. I hope you'll be able to type on this. Hope it won't be too big of an adjustment to have the height difference. Tall keycaps.
Well, I'm like you. I always use a thing for my hand anyway. Hope I can find them. I've been using those IBM ones, and they've got a wrist thing, but I never have liked them much.
Oh yeah?
I like one of those things like you have. Yeah, now it gets tricky, doesn't it?
Wait a second here.
Have you got this in your head?
Not tricky. No, just trying to see here what'll look best. Pretty sure what you want on this layout what'll look better.
Put it the way you want it.
I think what you want. Oh, did you decide if you want the red accents or no red accents?
I don't know.
You can always change your mind.
Yeah.
I think it looks classier without.
I really like them, just the two colors.
I think it looks a little classier without the accents, personally. But if you change your mind, you can put them on later.
Can do, yeah.
Yep. Certainly don't have to decide now. You can change it anytime. I think this is the right shift for this layout. Should be. Get your arrows.
You've got all those locations memorized, huh? I wouldn't have a clue.
Oh, I use this layout myself quite a bit, so
I would.
it's not hard for me to remember. Wait a minute. That's right. Just me getting the right, making sure I got the right row profile on each of these. Yeah, that's right. Now, insert delete. Okay. Ooh, that's the right row profile. Nice. There might not be a delete in the right profile though. Let's take a look here. Not sure about that. Is this one the right profile? No, it's not. It's an R1. I think that one right there is the right profile. Oh yeah. Lucky. It's just right. Perfect. Perfect profiles. All these keys are the correct row profile. Yeah, I like this set. I like this keycap set. It's I like this keycap set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do. The only thing is, oh, it does have a function key. Great. Goes here. What's this? A bit of glue or something was on there. I got it off. Something that didn't want to come off very easily. It's off now.
You know what I'm going to do when I get home, don't you?
What? Write some emails? Write some
Plug
letters?
it up.
What's that?
Plug it up.
Good.
Oh.
Hmm?
I just thought, how do you do the cord?
The cord? Oh, I'll need to give you a cord. That's a good point.
Are they giving you enough money?
Yeah, that's fine. It's just a standard USB-C
Oh,
cable.
is it? Okay.
Standard USB-C cable, but you might not have any of those, so I'll give you.
I don't think
Off
they
the.
do.
I think I have an extra.
One, but I think it's in here.
I think I have an extra you can have. No. That's a little loud. I don't like it that loud, do you? That high pitched. I can show you.
What is there?
Well, there is.
Oh, there. I can't. I'm eating them. It's right here.
Where did those paper towels go? Oh, there they are. So I'll show you what I like to do on my space bars.
Like you're making me feel
So listen,
guilty.
See how that sounds kind of chintzy.
It is kind of annoying.
It's a little bit chintzy. So I just take some silicone caulk
Uh-huh.
and put it in on the inside.
Oh, just on the inside
Yeah,
to take up some of that cavity. Huh?
yeah,
Interesting.
makes it sound better.
Yeah.
Less hollow. Okay. Here. See if that's enough or if we need to add more. We'll see how it sounds.
I'll bring it over. I don't want you to
Okay.
be up till midnight helping me.
Midnight.
Totally different. Oh my gosh.
It's a little. It's better, but I think it
It
needs
is
a little
better.
bit more. I think it needs a little more.
But I can do that, can I?
No,
No?
not
Okay.
really. I wouldn't. It wouldn't. if I
It
were
was
you.
better. Do you want that old plane, or should I just chuck it?
What old plane?
I've got the controller. That old plane, one of those two planes we bought, first of their kind almost, that were produced. And we,
Oh, I don't have time to build it.
no, it's built. And we sent one up and it flew off. We never could remember. Those little tiny little balsa things. Little,
Oh, wind up? No, I don't
No,
want
no, electric.
I'm not sure what we're talking about.
When they first came out, the little electric planes with controllers. And we were out there flying 2 of them. We each had
You
one.
mean those air hogs?
I think it was mine that got
Are
away
you,
from
you talking about air hogs?
Rose, yeah.
Oh, I don't want them. Maybe one of your grandkids would want them.
Yeah,
I have real
I'm sure-
RC airplanes.
I'm sure you would. This is so cute. This
Esther might want one.
Huh?
Maybe I should ask her. Esther might want one. Let's see how this feels.
Yeah, that's about as good as you're gonna get.
I think that's good enough.
Yeah, it's about as good as you're gonna get.
It doesn't sound like
No, it didn't. Not now.
anymore. That sounds okay to me. What do you think? Yeah, I think that's a lot better.
You know, I'm not
To me,
really
that's a lot
hitting it
better.
that many times. You know, it'll just be once.
I think that's I don't know about you, but to me that's a heck of a lot better than that. You know,
yeah, for
this
sure.
high pitched sounded like a little cowbell or something. I
Yeah.
hate that. I don't know. Some people are okay with it, but not me. Not in my house. No keyboard I assemble will sound like that. Right? Not on my watch. You know, I just realized something.
What?
I don't have a good safe carrying anything to keep this in. Like a box or something. It'd be nice if you had like a little bag or container of some kind to keep it safe when you're transporting it, but
I have a pizza in one of those zipper bags for food, and that's highly sponge. I'll just take the pizza out of there, put this in there, if it's clean inside. I was at Costco on my way out here when Silver called, and I couldn't take it home. Remember, these are supposed to be noisy.
yeah. What do you think about how that backspace sounds?
Huh?
What did you think about how the backspace sounds?
I think it's fine.
Sounds okay to you?
This is going to be not a silent.
It's not about silence. It's not about making it as quiet as possible. It's about
Yeah.
for me, it's about the how it sounds.
That's a key puller, huh?
Yes.
Boy, you got all this stuff.
Yeah. Your keycaps came with one of these, and I'll send it home with you. Because if you change keycaps, you'll need it. So for this, I actually need to. Just a sec. I gotta do something here. Need my nozzle. I don't like how that backspace sounds. I don't like it. It's making that cowbell sound again. Like the space bar.
What's your dog checking on you?
Checking on us, seeing what we're up to. Look at she. Alright, this should be okay, I don't think I encroached into the area where the switch goes. Let me just double check here, just to make sure. That looks better.
Those keys sure look a lot nicer than the one I have in terms of the way they sit. That's a big difference.
It's a little better.
Yeah, it's definitely better.
It's a little.
Those are big keys.
Mm-hmm.
But look here, you can't even see underneath the keys. I like that.
Yeah. It's not one of these gaming keyboards where you can see the switches through the.
It's gonna be fun to type on, like the good old days.
Yeah, it's got a it's a decidedly retro look to it, I think. The keycap set.
You know, people are really going for that, aren't they? I notice big seller now is sliding barn doors, you know.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Wish I had a few of those things from Star Valley days, but our family never, was always relatives' places.
Alright.
You got it, buddy, you're done.
Now let's, I want to take a recording of how it sounds. I always do that with my keyboards. Now this is yours, one of these keycap coolers. One's with the keyboard in case you want to change anything.
Here, let me put that inside that zipper thing.
If you want,
It's very soft
to.
inside.
There it
Sponge
is.
real thick in it, so it would get there safe.
If it's clean.
I think I will.
They
had cheap,
it's a clean container.
Costco pizza on sale for $5.99 for 4 pizzas.
It doesn't have pizza on it?
Huh?
Is it clean? The container you're talking
Well,
about?
if it is, I won't put it in there. No.
Because you don't want to get
And it
grease
might
on
not
your
be.
brand new keyboard.
Yeah, it might not be.
Alright, let me just check something here.
What I'll do is lay it in the front seat.
Deal step. Function down. There, see the backlight? See,
Yeah.
it got brighter. That's kind of fun. Alright, let's see. Let me do a sound recording.
Look how the brass shows. That's what's cool.
Yeah,
Isn't that cool?
yeah, I like that. That's why I like the brass plates.
That
Let me
really looks
take a
cool.
recording. Let me take a sound recording, okay?
With that light, oh my gosh, that looks nice.
Yeah, let me take a sound recording, okay? See how it sounds typing. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. Let's do a typing test here. See how it sounds.
You bet.
Here, let me. I'm gonna
Makes
do.
some noise.
I'm gonna do a typing test. So I'm gonna record it. So just give me a minute here. Oops, it didn't work for some reason. Okay. I think it sounds pretty good. Do you want to try it? Or would you try it a little bit?
You just embarrassed me as a typist.
Oh, well, you don't have to keep score.
No, I know it'll sound great. I can hear it.
Don't you want to try it? Just a little bit.
Just for a second, I'm really getting nervous about it.
About the time?
Well,
Yeah, it's getting late.
for you, yeah. That is so awesome. Now that wouldn't have been that striking if those had been colored lights, would it?
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't look as classy.
Oh, that's great. I love it. I love it. Couldn't like it more. Oh, isn't that cool? Look at that. You got to do that some more. That's really effective. Okay, I got to get out of
Isn't
here.
that cool?
That is extremely cool.
I'm not sure if it will remember the light level.
The light level.
Let's check. I don't remember. I think it
When you
does.
turn, when
When it's unplugged. Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
So
That's so cool.
yeah, it looks pretty snazzy.
Sound is great.
Can I?
I don't
Let's
need
see.
to tap on it. You
Oh,
know
that's
to
a
tell
little-
that.
It's a little too dark. Oh, okay. It's because my camera's.
You can take a pic.
Let's see. Maybe a little bit of light would be good. I want to do one more typing test here with it before I let you go. Let's see here.
I'm not in a rush, but I'm in a rush for you. You got a big day, haven't you?
Yes, I know you're
Goofing off.
goofing off. You even going to work?
I haven't got any work.
Oh,
You
you're
wanna
talking
have
about
it?
you. I thought you were talking about me for a second there.
Oh, I got things to do, that's for sure. I still have to finish paying my monthly bills tomorrow. I'll have to couple my
Okay.
Social Security
let me,
check comes in tomorrow,
Okay.
so I can pay my bills.
Okay.
Listen to the difference.
Will you wrap it up?
We are. I'm gonna record this, so close the door, please.
Come on in.
You can come in, but close the door. Close the door, please. Close it. In or out, please. Esther. Either come in or go out. Come here. I want you to see Grandpa's keyboard. Come and see Grandpa's keyboard. Esther. Come on. Come and see. Come and see. Here, I need you to close the door.
I don't have you to turn the bar.
Well, that blue and the brass is just really, blue and the gray and the brass is really pretty.
Well, it's pretty cool. Sounds good.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.